What's going on, everybody? Prophecy Wiz, and we got a new ban list on Sunday right at the YCS. Probably the coolest thing Konami's ever done since I've been playing in almost 10 years. Konami's never done anything like that, so I immediately on Sunday started cooking, started stewing, testing a ton of the new format, and I've been testing the last few days, and I got together a super strong voiceless list that I think is going to be absolutely perfect moving forward. So I wanted to share that with you guys. And let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with 3 copies of Low. Obviously, it's the heart and soul of the deck. It's the best card in the deck. There's just no deck without Low. So obviously, we're playing 3 of it. There's really nothing to say there. 3 Diviner. Diviner is just better Low with Trias, obviously. I send in Tis like a decent amount as well. And yeah, this card is just incredible. So definitely play this better low. Some of the best hands include Diviner, so definitely don't cut that. I play 2 Saphira. If you're one of the 2 Saphira haters, please just try it. Just trust me and try it. If you play it and you think it's horrible, please let me know in the comments because that's just not going to happen. Anybody who has tried 2 has definitely enjoyed 2. To my understanding. So myself included, I've been playing 2 for a long time, and 2 is just absolutely perfect. It feels like the perfect ratio of it. So we have 2 Skull Guardian. You need 2 for multiple different reasons. It attacks for 8,000, just low Saphira's 8,000 damage going second, and checks for all the hand traps. And if one gets interacted with, you can summon another one out of the deck. Definitely is the 2 of. I play 1 Ceravis. I don't think you need 2. I know a lot of people were talking about cutting the Pendulum Graph for the second copy, but I'm still playing the Pendulum Graph. I did test, so I tested like a third of an additional hand trap to put myself to 15, and that didn't seem as good, so I tested a second Ceravis, but a lot more people are playing like Breakers and things like Talents now, so when you open strong hands, oftentimes you could summon like this, and this, and it's nice to have something like this that can deal with Breakers and just good spell cards. So I definitely would continue to play this, highly suggest it, and I think the 4 is perfect. So, like I said, I did test with Secretary Ravis, and I tested just an additional hand trap, but I ended up missing the Pendulum Graph going back, and it was then good in testing afterwards. So, 2 Ritual Spell, nothing really to say about this. You need 2 because we still play pre-prep, and it's just required a 2 each brick when you play only 1. Unfortunately, I wish we could play only 1 though. I play 3 copies of Barrier. This card is insane. It's one of the reasons the deck is really good is because you get to play Barrier and search off at every turn. The making your things non-targetable and only attacking ritual monsters is just crazy. Blessings. There's no deck without blessings. This is how we play through Deep Harrier, so this is super important. And this yeah, I can't say enough good things about this card. This card's broken. The more I play this deck, the more I like that card. Just insane. So, drop card, another like on the same level as this. If you start with like the combos, oftentimes you like this for this, and then you get this on your opponent's turn, so you end with all 3. Now this one's obviously a lot better open, so I each play 1s of these, and 1s has always been correct, and it's definitely is still correct. So you just recycle the trap with the blessings every turn. Next, moving forward, is 3 copies of Nadir Servant and our friend Maximus. Obviously, Maximus isn't great to draw, but oftentimes you can still just resolve it when you do draw it. And the cool thing about Nadir Servant, especially going into this next format, is if you hand trap the Raziel deck exactly 0 times and they end on the full combo, you can just crack the whole board with Nadir Servant completely by itself. So obviously, it's barring like hand traps and things that they will have, but just Nadir Servant cracks the whole board, even if they resolve the Duo Drive and Summon Detonator. So super, super strong. Definitely make sure you play it, and it's double engage going first. Going first, you can always start with it or just negate the aggregator off of the Skull Guardian if they target anything relevant, which they probably don't. So, Nadir, broken, always been broken, always going to continue to be broken, I'd have to imagine. 2 pre-prep, 3 feels cloggy, and we definitely would not bump this up to 3, especially now because I think Shifter is like more going to be a side deck card moving forward. So I think that pre-prep is just perfect at where it's at here at 2. Felt really good. The ratio. Anybody who's tested that ratio of the 2 of that and 2 Severe has definitely enjoyed it. So 3 copies of Ash Blossom. I always said if you're not playing Ash, you're playing the wrong deck. Card's just generically best hand trap. It's best hand trap now. It's best hand trap. It's always been, obviously like Sash Blossom, 3 Valor. This card is good into all of the top decks right now. It's good into Rise of the All Malice, the Pure Fiendsmith deck. It's good to do Bell. This card just insane. It's not once per turn. It's great to draw going first and have it on top of your board, and it's great to go draw going second, and it's great in combination with anything. So that card's amazing. Then this is one of the big differences is I play 2 Ghost Ogre. I was playing Mourner before, and I had been playing Mourner for like quite a while, but the thing with Ghost Ogre is going into this next format, it's just infinitely better. Ghost Ogre is a million times better into the Raziel deck, and I think it's also very good into the Malice deck. I actually think like ogring the Lizardos puts him in a really weird spot, and if you guys want to see a side decking pattern video, I actually was working on one beforehand to putting this profile together, but then we got the ban list and the profile changed a bit, so I was like, okay, I probably have to put this together before I put together the side decking pattern video, but I have all my side decking patterns going first and second against Raziel, Malice, the Fiendsmith deck, Yubel, Mirror, all that good stuff. So if you guys want to see my side decking pattern video, be sure to check that out. Drop a comment below, and definitely be sure to stick around for the rest of the video because the side deck's a lot different than it was before. So we play 3 Imperm. Best hand trap, once per turn. You can try to hit one on the duo drive. You can Imperm Dead Netter. It's good. Going first, going second. Card's great. Really, nothing really to talk about with Imperm. And this card is like a lot better. This format, this card's going to get infinitely better because the Raziel deck can't cross this out, so they just have to accept it and eat it, which I think is just absolutely crazy. It's every time I resolve this O in, so this card is broken. This card is really, really good. Better than it's ever been, and it's always been really good, so. Let's move on to the... we'll move on to the extra deck quick. So I play the 1 Anima. I still think it's important for breaking fields and making SP going second. I had cut this for a while, and as soon as I cut it, it just came up like multiple times, and then it comes up. I make this all the time, so... then I play Almirage and Gardena, helps you play through Droll, and certain shifter lines it helps in, and it helps with a myriad of different plays and combos. So I definitely think you need to play the Almirage and Gardena. If you hard open the Maximus, it's really good. These combo, I use these like quite a bit for a lot of different applications. 1 Dynamundo, I don't think you need more than 1, but you definitely need to play the 1. Card is really good. It's a great utility card. Super happy to have it. Some of the 1-card combos use it, but the deck is really heavy on engine, so you oftentimes don't really open 1-card combos, but it is super strong and absolutely required. IP, I had cut this also for a little while, but IP is required for the best 2-card combos with Diviner and the 1-card combo with Diviner. So this card is good, even though it's like its best application was against Tempai, and then SP. I think every deck just plays SP. It's really good, and I summon it often. Oftentimes I like summon SP with like a low and another thing, and that's where like the Anima comes in, and then I send the SP and the Skull Guardian and Dynamundo. So really got to summon these both a decent amount of the time. This is one of the new things because I played Pendulum Graph, but the Tempai deck is completely dead. It's unplayable. I decided to play Vortex. It does miss timing on the shuffle, but or on the bounce rather, but it just has a 3,000 defense booty, and it is not impossible for it to be live with the Omni-Negate, which there are certain situations that come up that you can like even make it live yourself with the Omni-Negate, which is obviously just super broken. So I think that's the better target, and I think if you're going to be playing Pendulum Graph in the main deck and summoning it, you should be playing a target, and I think Vortex is now just the better target. 2 copies of Intis. Don't ever cut this. I just played a game today that I used both. I used both copies of Intis, and then I sent Intis, popped, sent Intis and Omega, popped, Omega shuffled it back, normal summon Diviner, sent it a third Intis. So this card is incredible. I use Intis Infinite. Intis is like Nadir wouldn't be a quarter of what it is if Intis wasn't a good card and if it wasn't once per turn, but it surely is not once per turn, and it is just insane. I send this going first every time with Nadir, or at least almost every time when I'm going first. So, well, definitely when I'm going first. If I'm going second, sometimes I send this as well anyways. I I play the Fairjet and the Herald. This could send off Diviner as well, obviously, and you could hard summon this with any of the 3 hand traps and a low, which is relevant. Also, Diviner can dump a low, and then it's a 3, and a low and a Diviner then can make this. I've hard summoned this quite a few times. That's why I feel the need to say it, because it's relevant. And yeah, it's very good. This card's also like the other best target. Then for so I play Omega. I still think Omega's really good because I think it's really good into the Fiendsmith cards. A lot of the times they only have like 1 relevant like Engraver in the graveyard, and if you resolve Nadir and just shuffle back their Engraver, they're just in like a way worse spot. Then I play Malong. Malong is really good for being able to crack the Raziel board. The Detonator obviously has a protection effect, but being able to bounce them is insane. If you open Nadir, you just send into his target the field spell, they have to negate, and then you summon Maximus. Maximus effect, they can detonate or pop, and then you dump this, and the other Intis, Chainlink 1, this target detonator, Chainlink 2, the Intis target the plugin, if they don't have any other back row, and then you just pop the plugin, bounce the detonator, and the field is done. So Malong is very, very important at this point. And then Typhon, because it's a hand trap format. We're playing as many as we possibly can. Every other deck's playing infinite hand traps. It's really good into if the Fiendsmith deck summons Egg Monday and then summons a Desiree, you can just summon anything and then summon Typhon, and it's too big. They can't do anything about it, so then you just bounce it and they just get quaked. It's really good. And yeah, it's been coming up quite a bit, so that's the extra deck. Definitely some like very relevant changes. And then in the side deck, 3 Judgment. This card is just really good, especially even these coming back in the format, so this card's very helpful. Omni-Negate going first is just crazy, so there's really just no time that you are not going to want to set in Judgment. I set it in every single time going first against every single matchup, and this card's like timeless. This card's just insane. Anti-Fun, Floodgate Fragrance. If they have X, they can chain block and then negate this, but certain hands that they have just can't play super friendly around this, so it's nice, and I think it's even better into like Malice. I think it's good into just almost every single matchup, so I would side in Anti-Spell. It's not as good as it was before, but I still think it's good. TC Boo, this card is just a free win against Malice. The game's just over if you draw it, which is cool. It's also the game is over if you draw it against the Fiendsmith deck. So like this card's like infinitely better now than Anti-Spell. This card's just crazy. And then if you do draw it against Raziel, hopefully they like start with X, and then you could flip it later on when they have like 2 guys. But a lot of them are playing the Fiendsmith cards now, so it's not as good. But because it would like require like an interruption because they summoned the rank 4 that goes into the Fiendsmith plays Exciton Knight, Call by the Grave. Lots of hand traps right now. The deck is really good into hand traps. I think it's one of the deck's main attributes, but we definitely still want to play Called By because the Malice deck's Siding Shifter, and then you want to be able to stop Perulia and Droll. So I think Called By is still just like insane. Do not main deck it. You don't play enough hand traps. It's like one of the faults of this deck is like it does not play enough hand traps. So if our deck cannot play enough hand traps, then we shouldn't just be maining random things like Called By the Grave. I know I get that comment a lot, so I figure I want to drop that information in there. Then I decided to continue to play the 3 copies of Perulia. I think this card's insane into Raziel. I don't think it's great into Malice, but I think it's good into like the Cash Fiendsmith deck. I think it's really good into Yubel. And this card, all the hand traps we play just like trade right away immediately, super strong. So this one has been a lot better than Fuvaros. Now I know a lot of people have seen like Fuvaros has been just like falling off a bit. Fuvaros is still obviously an insane card, but I think this one's better like in the specific deck. So I've still been playing this, and then for some of the new cards, I am playing 3 copies of Nibiru. It's your boy. He's back. Back in action. Nib is like this deck's always in like a really good spot when Nibiru is going to be a really good card because it can be the full tribute for your thing. So like you can open like Nib, Ash, Imperm, Valor, Pre-Prep, and it will do the whole Voiceless combo, and you get to hand trap your opponent 4 times. So that's really cool. Like in Sphere, in Barrier. Obviously Barrier's not very good in a Detonator at the moment, but the Nibiru is just super, super, super strong right now. It's super good into Raziel, super good into Malice, and this card's well positioned, which just makes this deck even better than it was before. So if you guys want to see that, like I said, the side decking video, I will let you guys know all my side decking patterns and go over them one by one and explain in depth what I'm siding, where and when, what I'm siding out, what I'm siding in, and why. So the last card we have in the side deck and for the profile is going to be Ghost Spell. The reason that this is 3 copies of Ghost Spell is because this covered the matchups that we weren't covering. You only want to side into 20 hand traps, and like, or the deck just starts bricking, and like these are both like very good against the Raziel deck, and like this is very good in a Malice, but this is not very good in a Malice. So the Bell ends up hitting Malice really well. It also hits the Fiendsmith deck, and it hits the Mirror, which I expect to be a little bit better. It hits Labyrinth, which is going to be a bit better. So this card was fit perfectly right in the last spot. And like I said, if you guys want to see that pattern video, but definitely make sure you guys are playing the 3-bell because it's definitely the right way to end it out. So thank you guys all so much for all the continued support. I appreciate you guys. And like I said, we're going to get more consistent with videos. I was putting together a long side decking tutorial. I was putting days and days and effort into it, and then we randomly just got the ban list. I didn't think there was any chance, but I wanted to make sure I updated you guys on the appropriate deck list to be playing beforehand, so you guys can play the deck list, test it out, and then I can get you guys out that side decking pattern video. So if you guys like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, linked below. It's ProphecyWiz_. I stream Monday through Friday every single day. I'm usually playing high-rated Dueling Book. I'm usually top 10, 20, top 20 rated on Dueling Book, grinding the Voiceless deck, testing all kinds of other decks, and just playing every single day. So thank you guys all so much for all the continued support. I really appreciate everybody and the awesome year we've been having. I'm excited to continue busting out a ton of content towards the end of this year and start the new year real strong and grind infinite. So thank you guys all so much. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you.